thanks for taking the time today. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. So as everyone knows, this is our first ever partner town hall event. It's built for accounting and bookkeeping firms. So really excited to have you all here today. We're going to be talking about how to grow your sales tax offering. Um, Other things just to call out is number one, we are recording this session, so we'll be sending over an email probably tomorrow morning. We'll share the recording, the slides, and all of the resources that come up. So you'll be able to look out for that tomorrow. Second thing to call out, as I just shared, unfortunately the chat doesn't look like it's working, but the Q&A is, so as we go, please use that to add any questions. We really want this session to be as valuable as possible for you all. So don't hold back, ask your questions. We might answer them as we go. Either way, we'll plan to leave time for them at the end of the session here. I think that is all my housekeeping. I think we've gotten a couple of minutes to let some more folks on here. So again, if you're just joining, perfect timing. We're just getting started. I'm going to share a little bit of background before we get into it. Hold on. Awesome. Well, I know that many of the folks that signed up today are actually new to TaxCloud. So I just wanted to give you a quick 30 seconds or less, right? Who are we? So if you're not familiar with TaxCloud, we are a sales tax compliance solution. We've been in the market for over 15 years. We primarily focus on US sales tax, though we are expanding to Canada soon. So if that's something you need, we would love to chat with you. And then the last thing I'll call out is we are one of the few CSP providers as part of the SST program. And what that means is, by working with a CSP provider, you'll be able to get additional benefits and, really great savings as part of that as well. So you're going to hear a lot more about who we are as we go through it, but just wanted to kind of quickly level set as we get started to make sure everyone has a sense of who we are and what we're about here at TaxCloud. My last disclaimer before we get into it, I promise, is that as I shared, we offer sales tax compliance solutions. We're going to be sharing tips as we go, but we aren't going to be providing legal advice. So always want to just kind of share that before we get started. And as I shared, I think I kind of called out the team here, but wanted to give quick intros of who you're going to be hearing from today. So you're already hearing from me. I'm Kristina Simonson. I am the partner manager for our accounting and bookkeeping firms here at TaxCloud. So spend a lot of my days chatting and meeting with many of you. So really excited to have this today. I am joined by Joe Stanton, who's our president. You can see him waving there. And then Lillian Evans, who's our product manager here at TaxCloud. So I'm going to be handing the mic over to them in just a second. So they'll be able to share a little bit more about their role. And they're going to be talking about, let's get into it. Joe's going to share what we've been hearing from accounting firms, how we're investing here as a company. Lillian's going to jump in and talk about how we're building and how our product is built for firms. And then I'll close things out sharing some tips around how to think about your sales tax offering. I'll share about our partner program. And then as promised, we'll share some time for Q&A. So without further ado, Joe, I'm going to hand over the mic to you and we can get into it.
Cool. Thank you, Kristina. And thank you all again for joining. It has been, I don't know, it's been a lot of fun putting together our partner program here at TaxCloud. And I think it's because, a little bit of backstory, but we didn't really set out to create some big grand partner program. Like a year ago or a year or so ago, it really wasn't something we were thinking a lot about. The whole thing really kind of started organically, which has been interesting. And it's like this groundswell of accountants started coming in and talking to our sales teams. And when we leaned in to learn more, we started to hear some interesting things, some of the things we're going to talk about today. And we found that the accountants, who were coming to us were coming to us because, like Michelle says right here, their clients were asking them to do more for them, right? Like, you're doing a great job for your clients. They trust you and they want you to do more. And one of those things they might ask you to do more is sales tax. And so while that's awesome, right? So you're all like, oh, this is great. Like, my customers want to do more business with me. It also created some challenges. And I'm guessing that some of these challenges will resonate with many of you. And some of them are probably the reason you're attending and wanting to learn more today. And so It's really, again, those clients want you to do more, even more for them, but like you have a lot on your plate, right? And so you might be like, I just don't know if I can take this on. That was something we heard. We also heard, while you're an expert in accounting, the intricacies and the complexities of sales tax is just like another beast. And so that was some of the challenges we heard. We also heard that it's like I want to grow my firm more, but I don't really want to take on a lot more stress, right? So grow your firm, not have to grow your stress. And another thing we heard is, that trust trust is a big thing, right? Like you have built the reason these clients are asking you to do more is because they really trust you. And so taking something on, you have to be able to follow through on it and continue to build that trust. And so that was one of the concerns and challenges we heard. Then I think the last sort of big thing was, you really need an easy way to do it. You need a platform, you need something that takes care of it, something you can check in on, that just gives you that extra level of confidence around it. And so if you go to the next slide there, so like at the end of the day, again, like we kind of leaned in and what we heard from these accountants, and I imagine what many of you out there are looking for is a platform that can kind of take some of the heavy lifting off your plate, right? So that's one of the things. A partner really that is there when you need it, right? And so that some of that trust part and a team that's behind you, right? Like if you're going to take on this sales tax piece and do this for your customers, you need like a team behind you that cares about you and your success and your client's success. And so those are like the three big things, like takeaways we really heard. Like, and frankly, that's where we come in and where TaxCloud comes into the picture. And if you take really anything away from our conversation today, like I'm hoping it's this. It's that while at TaxCloud we didn't set out to create, we didn't have some grand vision or set out to create some grand sort of accountant partner program, but we've been leaning in and we've been really listening and we've been improving and we've been building something that's pretty cool that is really designed at its core for accountant firms just like all of you. And so, it's really important for us to do it that way. That's this organic thing and this listening and continually improving and building is important to us. And if you want to skip to the next one, Kristina, it's so far, it is working really well for us. This approach is working. And so here's just a few snippets of quotes from some of our happy partners. So like Laura here is really talking about that human touch that she gets with TaxCloud. We have a US-based onboarding and support teams. They're super responsive. It's something we're really proud of, is our human touch on top of just the software and the platform. And then you got Dylan here, who's really talking more about how we can actually take this sort of like workload, this additional thing that you might need to do that's pretty complex and kind of take it off your plate a little bit. And then and Vince here, really leaning in on like the ability now partnering with TaxCloud and being a part of our program is letting him sort of retain and add more customers, which is awesome, growing their business. And lastly, I mean, Michelle comes back to that trust piece here, and us being that team that's right there with you and working with you. And so, yeah, it's been going well. Now that I've shared kind of what we've been hearing and sort of our commitment and sort of our process, I'm actually going to turn it over to Lillian, and she's going to share how it works within TaxCloud.
Perfect. Yeah, I think in the next few slides, I'm going to show you the products and tools that we're building out for firms like yours. We'll review our flexible filing options, some tools to simplify sales tax management for you and your clients, and then kind of hit some points about our integrations and our awesome support team that you'll have access to. So on our next slide, we really have options for how you want to work. With TaxCloud, you have the flexibility to cater the service offerings that you provide to your clients. You can choose to handle the filings yourself using TaxCloud's ready-made reports, or you can let TaxCloud file on your behalf. You're able to free up time for yourself by handing over the filings to our team. We'll automatically file for you, which includes SST savings, and you can choose to add in additional services to take work off your plate. These are things like registrations, audit support, and more. We have a team that is really there to work with you and help you create an offering for your clients that's going to make you successful and make your clients really happy. On to the next. So this is one of our products. This is our Nexus Threshold feature. You'll see this as the Thresholds tab in our product. This was designed to help you give a peace of mind to your clients. So this tool helps you stay on top of your client's compliance without having a huge time commitment. You'll get in-product prompts for registration and tax collection when your client is approaching the Nexus threshold in a state. And you'll also be alerted in the product when you've surpassed that Nexus threshold and you need to actually take action, collect tax, and then start remitting tax in those states. You can also opt to turn on tax collection at any time using this feature. So you really have the opportunity to dial this in and make this as custom as you need for your clients. Additionally, we have a lot of easy to use integrations. Our direct integrations make it super easy for you to connect to your clients' platforms and get started fast without the support of a developer. We currently connect with many e-commerce, ERP, billing platforms, and we also offer other options for those that can't connect directly. And you would use our custom API or a CSV upload to get those transactions into our system and get that tax calculated correctly. Additionally, this is a really fun one. So as Joe has mentioned, we've been really listening to our partners that we're working with, and we've started building out some tools that are specific to firms like yours. So this multi-account management product that we've been building out is a really excellent example of this. We've taken the feedback from accountants and we've built out this feature where you can easily manage multiple clients from one place. So keep your clients' accounts separate while you manage only one login. You can see in that image there that you'll click a drop down, you'll have easy access to any of the accounts that you're working with, and you can toggle between those accounts without having to log in, log out, or manage multiple email and password logins. And then last but definitely not least, one of our customers' favorite parts about TaxCloud is our incredible support. It starts with our onboarding team. You'll be paired with an onboarding expert at TaxCloud that'll ensure that all necessary licenses, registrations, and logins are set up before the first reports are even created. Our onboarding team truly goes above and beyond to help make sure you and your clients are going to be successful at TaxCloud. And we want you to feel confident about the platform long term. So they're truly there to answer any questions that you have, show you how the product works. They'll meet with you one-on-one, and you'll have access to a person that's going to make sure that you're successful here. Great. So yeah, as Kristina shared, I'd love to hear more feedback from firms like yours, whether you're using TaxCloud already or whether you just have questions about the way our product can help you out. So please don't hesitate to add any questions into the chat. We'd love to keep building more products out for you guys, and we really want to make it a successful partnership. So that being said, I'll hand it back over to Kristina.
Awesome. Thanks, Lillian. Thanks, Joe. So now, as everyone's heard, we've shared a little bit around what we're hearing from firms. We've talked about how our product works for firms. Now I want to help to tie it together to think to help you think about how you can kind of package this up into your own service offering, right? So as Joe shared earlier on, when we're talking with partners, we're hearing that your clients want more help, right? But we're hearing those challenges that come up as you think about, helping them with their sales taxes. But at the same time, we're hearing from you all that you really recognize the opportunity. That's why you're coming to us. That's why you want to have, a discussion about your clients. Because, first and foremost, the most important opportunity we hear from partners is that they want to help their existing clients. Joe talked about this. Relationships with your clients, we know, is super important. So being able to add value, keep them happy, and retain them, of course, is a really great opportunity for adding additional services. And then as you think about a new service offering, right, it's a great way to think about a new revenue stream that is either going to apply to existing clients, but also help unlock an avenue for new clients to come on board with your team. Um, and then the last one I'll touch on here is just kind of thinking about your firm, right? As you grow and as you look to drive growth in the future, there's different service offerings that you could add. And sales tax is one of those offerings that really can scale without a lot of overhead or investment by your firm. So thinking strategically around how you can start to help your clients here, again, without that headache or a ton of investment required from you upfront. So as you see the challenges, you understand the opportunities, right? The next thing we typically get asked is, so what does this actually mean, right? My clients want help with sales taxes. What am I actually taking on as the accounting firm? And as you can see, managing sales tax comes with a lot of responsibility. You can see on the left-hand side. And what I want to really focus on is that by you taking on that responsibility, you're really able to provide a lot of great value for your clients. You're going to give them peace of mind, right? That they don't have to deal with sales taxes. You're helping them stay compliant. You're giving them time savings so that they can focus on the things they do best and to grow their business. And then ultimately, you're likely going to help them get better results, right? They're going to be backed by an accountant, a bookkeeper, and sales tax experts as well on the TaxCloud side. So a lot of value as you think about taking this on, right? A lot of opportunities, but I know what you might be thinking as you see the list of 7 things. It's also a lot to add to your plate, which is why we want to talk about how TaxCloud can then be your backup, right? So just as much as you're providing peace of mind for your clients, we want to provide that peace of mind for you as our partner. As you can see with almost each of these responsibilities, there's some sort of feature or core value add for TaxCloud in terms of how we can help, again, provide that backup. One other thing we've heard a lot from partners is, again, how important it is for you to, really manage it all and manage that relationship with your client. So as we work with you, we want to make sure that you feel like you can be that middle person that is working with your clients, knowing that you have the backup of our team whenever you need it. So that's a little bit around, again, how you can provide value for your clients, how we can help provide that backup. But why exactly do accounting firms choose TaxCloud, and why are we a great partner for you, and hope to kind of consider that. Typically it comes down to these core points that I'll walk through now. So Joe talked about it. We shared some quotes, right? Typically one of the first things I'll hear from a partner is, I need something that's simple and that's more affordable for my clients. We typically see customers making the move over to TaxCloud save about 30% on average. So you'll find that you'll have really great savings for your clients. But as Lillian walked through too, you'll find that the TaxCloud platform is really built for simplicity in mind. We know sales tax is a complex topic, and we want to do as much as we can to really simplify it for you, and again, give you that more affordable solution. We also know how important support is for you all. The same goes for us, right? So when you work with TaxCloud, what you're going to see is really great, reliable support from every single touch point. Lillian just talked about it. I'm going to share a little bit more in a second here, but we also are very flexible as a partner. We want to work with you the way that it's going to fit into your unique firm. And then lastly, hopefully you'll see throughout today, right, is we're really committed to delivering on our promise. Just as much as we know it's important for you to deliver for your clients, we're holding ourselves to a really high bar to deliver for you as a partner. And it's something that we're really putting a lot of value in. So it's a little bit around why accounting firms are choosing us. But again, then the next question I often hear from partners is, all right, I want to work with you. I want to help my clients with sales taxes. How do I actually package this up, or how is it going to work? Like I shared, we're very flexible and we want to work with you in the way that's going to fit your business model. But more often than not, we'll see partners work with us in one of 3 ways. The first path is where all 3 parties are involved, where the accounting firm really is the one implementing and working with us to oversee compliance, but the client is actually paying for the TaxCloud subscription, and then you're kind of adding in those services within your billing model. The second option is actually when it's just us working with you as the partner. In this model, you're actually paying for TaxCloud, and then you are, again, positioning your service offering, helping with sales taxes within how it fits your own business. And then the third option, we also hear a lot of partners that come to us and say, hey, I want to help my clients, but I just don't have the capacity, or I'm not interested yet to add this. What can I do? We also hear that it's important that you have someone you can trust that you can refer your clients to. So that is what this third path is all about, where you can, trust that TaxCloud is going to take care of your clients. When you have a referral, you can send us an introduction and then, rest easy knowing that we will make sure your client is taken care of. So that's a little bit about how you can think about your service offering alongside TaxCloud. The other thing I wanted to quickly call out here is that we've actually packaged a lot of the tips that I've walked through so far into a full PDF guide. It's called the Complete Sales Tax Toolkit for Accounting Firms. So when we send over the recap tomorrow, we'll be linking that out. Again, a lot more tips in there. As I'll share in just a second too, we love to brainstorm with you as partners. So when we chat with you, we'd love to hear how you're, thinking about sales taxes, and we're happy to kind of brainstorm with you in terms of how that's going to fit into your firm. So without further ado, the last thing that I wanted to share out on my side was our partner program. So we've mentioned this a couple of times. Joe mentioned this at the start of the session, but we just started a partner program exclusively built for accounting and bookkeeping firms at the start of the year. This is really built based off of your feedback. And I imagine we'll continue to evolve it based off of, new relationships and what we're hearing from all of you. But what does it mean to be a partner at TaxCloud? First and foremost, it means that you're going to have access to everything we walk through, right, to provide this service offering, but you're going to get additional benefits. So as a partner, you'll have a dedicated partner manager, which is me, kind of helping you along your journey, making sure that everything is going smoothly, checking in, getting your feedback, and all of that good stuff. You'll also get additional value to pass along to your clients. So you'll get discounted onboarding services and VIP support. So the first two items here are really all about making sure your clients are having a great experience and you're getting additional value. And then the other ones are about your firm, right? We want to help you get in front of new audiences and also bring on new clients to your firm. So we're building out an accountant directory on our website that we would love to feature partners on. We're also talking about co-marketing opportunities. So how can we create content with you and go to the market together? And then lastly, we're often hearing from customers, looking for recommendations on firms that they can work with if they need more help. So we also want to build out referral engines so that we can recommend you, and you can also, bring on some new clients as well. So that's a little bit over the partner program. In our emails on the follow-up, we'll share the link. If you're interested, we'd love if you apply. And then I'd love to have a discussion around, how we can best partner together. So without further ado, I know we went pretty quick. We went through a lot of great stuff. I saw one question so far in the Q&A came through earlier. Take a look at that. Just another call out. If you have questions, add them here, and we'll continue to kind of pull to those as we go. Joe, I don't know if did you have a chance to read that question and have any thoughts?
Yes. I mean, the short answer is yes. We file a lot of returns in California and have a track record of success there and in all the states. I think the long answer would be there's a ton of complexity and different things that can be going on. And we've been talking about, our high touch approach and how we lean into people helping. And so while I would say yes, we have that track record, the other thing I would say is like if there's something specific with this client, that's a spot where our high touch approach would be really good in trying to understand, figure it out, make sure that like it's accurate and and works for your client.
Awesome. And just for context, I should have said this, but there's a
Oh,
question from Kathleen. The question was around one of their clients was using another tool for sales tax compliance, and it looks like they were having some challenges with California sales tax being correct. So Joe just spoke to that. As Joe said, Kathleen, if you'd love to chat, we can kind of look into that unique situation. Like you said, this stuff will come up here and there, and that's why our team really goes above and beyond to make sure we can dig in with you and understand what's going on. Awesome. All right, a couple other questions. So maybe actually one that had come up. I know I briefly touched on the SST program at the beginning. Maybe Joe or Lillian, would you mind giving a little bit more context around what that is and what that means for partners and customers?
yeah, you
Sure.
want to take it, Lillian?
Yeah. So we're part of an SST program, which means that we can automatically remit your sales taxes for 23 or 24 states. And you actually get a discount. Your client will get a discount on their sales tax because we remit basically all of this sales tax in bulk to the states automatically every month. So it really takes a lot of pressure off of you in terms of filing, and then also provides some perks in terms of free filings in those states and also a bit of a discount there for those clients.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a huge one. I know I shared earlier, but that 30% savings, part of that is being able to participate in SST, but also part of it is just our kind of core pricing model, typically being more affordable than other options as well. Awesome. What else? Let's see. We've got questions around, I know Lillian, you mentioned some integrations. Do you want to maybe kind of give a couple of other examples of the most common integrations our customers are using today?
Yeah, I think some good examples. One of our top integrations right now is Shopify. That's one that we've really kind of picked up on recently, and you can actually take a look at our Shopify store and read through some of our reviews there to see some examples of some happy customers with our setup and our experience there. Additionally, I would say we have a new QuickBooks integration that we've been working through, and then also we do Adobe Commerce, WooCommerce, um, Magento. Uh, what else am I missing?
E-commerce.
BigCommerce. And then we also offer a custom API offering for any stores that may not have those integrations already connected.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, and one thing too, I know I hear a lot from partners is QuickBooks. I know that you all are more often than not QuickBooks experts, so we do integrate with QuickBooks Online, and yeah, definitely something that comes up pretty often on the accounting side. Awesome. Okay, maybe one more question and then we can wrap up. I think this one I'll touch on. It looks like I know I talked a little bit about the different models that you can work with TaxCloud. There's a question around kind of how to loop in your client, how we handle communication with you and your client involved. And I think the last thing I would just say on that, I know we shared this a couple of times here, is that we really defer to you all. So as you come on as a partner, as you have clients, we will look for your preference. That'll be one of the first questions I'll ask. And based off of, whether you want to have both you and your client in communications and working with us through onboarding, that's something we can absolutely do. Or if you want to just kind of take that on all for yourself, that's also totally fine. So I'll kind of continue to defer to checking out the partner program, chatting with us. And like I said, we can really kind of build this partnership based off of your feedback. And yeah, I hope to get the chance to connect with many of you. Well, awesome. Well, we end nice and early, which hopefully gives you all some time back in your day because I know that you all have a lot on your plate. So, last couple of kind of key takeaways I think we wanted to leave today is number one, you've heard for us, right? We're really building for our accounting firms, our accounting partners, and I hope that that's been clear today around how you can use TaxCloud as an accounting firm. Um, we've talked about the partner program and really think about this as something that's going to grow with you. Again, we really want this to be a way for you to extend this additional service offering for your clients. And then, as we've shared quite a bit, we want to hear from you. We want your feedback, and we're going to build based off of what we hear. So we really appreciate you all taking the time, Joe and Lillian, for presenting today. So we'll be sending over the recording and resources, and we'd love if you reach out to us, and we look forward to connecting. So thanks, everyone.